In the second half of 2020, Germany will assume the presidency of the Council of the European Union. The consequences of the coronavirus pandemic present Europe with an enormous challenge. Together, we want to work for Europe's recovery. How do we achieve this? By ensuring that Europe emerges from the crisis with greater solidarity and cohesion within, and more capable and sovereign abroad. We want to be even more united in all our diversity. What issues will be important in the future? We want to advance the European Union on strategically important issues like climate change, security, refugees and migration, the rule of law, and the digital transformation. We want to become even more innovative and sustainable in order to better overcome future challenges. The Presidency's cultural program is forward-looking. At its heart is the artwork Earth Speaker by Olafur Eliasson, in which Europe's children call on political leaders to listen. Based on our common values, we are committed to acting as a driving force and facilitator for a strong and capable Europe in the world.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, dear online participants, good evening and welcome back to Digilabs20. Those who have following us the whole day noticed that in the intro music, the music has changed. You have heard, following the state-carrying course, the anthem of Schleswig-Holstein, where we are today. We are here in the beautiful Slowdown conference area at the Hanseatic city of Lübeck at the German Baltic coast, and Schleswig-Holstein, where Lübeck is part of, is the northernmost part of Germany. One of the goals of this conference is to discuss how can we promote better e-government, or how can we promote the services of e-government better. And here we have spared no expenses and efforts and invited the best of the best. But before I tell you more, let us listen to the greeting words from Daniel GÜNTHER, the Prime Minister of Schleswig-Holstein.
Representatives of the EU member states and digitalization laboratories, dear guests and colleagues from administration, ladies and gentlemen, moin as we say here in the north. Welcome here in our beautiful state of Schleswig-Holstein, and welcome to all of you who are with us online. Maybe a few of you have already spent a holiday here with us. On the coast, for example, by the North Sea or the Baltic Sea, perhaps even in Lübeck. If not, we have some delightful areas that you really must visit sometime. But this conference is a work event. And so I feel mid-November is an excellent time for it. It allows you to concentrate fully on the work, without too many distractions. That is fortunate, because your work is extremely important. Digitalization has a historic dimension, perhaps only to be compared with the Industrial Revolution. It means we have to play an active and ongoing role in the transformation to a digital society. We must look on this as a task with the highest priority. But I hardly need to tell you that. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever the background, we are proud to welcome you here. And we are very pleased that this conference is being held here in Schleswig-Holstein, in the context of Germany's presidency of the Council of the European Union. To my mind, Schleswig-Holstein is a good venue for it, especially Lübeck, that you might call the digitalization capital of the North. In Lübeck, industry, scientific research, and public administration are collaborating closely to take digitalization forward, to make use of potential and develop innovations. And they are going about it very successfully. In the field of artificial intelligence especially, Lübeck has an excellent reputation. The German Research Center of Artificial Intelligence is planning to open a branch here in the near future. And the North German Research Association on AI Space for Intelligent Health Systems is being established and coordinated from here too. With its traditional emphasis on medicine and with the new digital competences, Lübeck is the ideal center for this. Over the next few years, with Lübeck as the dynamo, we intend to make Schleswig-Holstein one of the world's leading regions in the use of AI in medicine. That is one of our objectives. Ambitious? Certainly. But to our mind, realistic. And above all, when you see the determination and willingness of all those involved to really get things going together, and their conviction that digitalization is the chance of the century for our state. But that doesn't only apply to Lübeck. It applies to the whole of Schleswig-Holstein. And it isn't just restricted to medicine. Let me give you an example. Schleswig-Holstein is a rural state. Many people live outside the big population centers. Our second smallest municipality, Wiedenborstel, has just 11 residents. Statistically, that means 2 people per square kilometer live there. Autonomous buses for public transport would bring enormous benefits in terms of mobility, and therefore quality of life, especially for the elderly. That has led us to the test driverless buses in a project on the island of Sylt. An even smaller municipality is Hallig-Grüde, where 10 citizens of Schleswig-Holstein live a secluded life on an unprotected island in the Wadden Sea. When a storm tides comes, they are regularly cut off from the outside world. In the event of a medical problem, it is much quicker, safer, and also cheaper if we do not have to send a helicopter straight away. Instead, a doctor could first assess the situation with the aid of telemedicine. In this field too, a pilot project is currently being carried out on the West Coast. We have similar digitalization projects running in agriculture, for our energy transition, in public administration, and in the realm of education and science. A predominantly rural area like Schleswig-Holstein can benefit enormously from digital applications. We are aware of that, and it explains why we want to be among the leading regions when it comes to digitalization. That is our ambition. We regard digitalization as an across-the-board task encompassing all areas of our lives and our policy. And this brief is reflected in our digitalization program. At the same time, we are well aware that a program of this kind is one thing, and its implementation is another matter altogether. And implementation ultimately will be the big challenge. We have to involve the public and take them along with us. To our mind, participation and collaboration are extremely important factors for successful digital transformation. This is the approach we are taking in our projects. In particular, we hope people will realize that digitalization is useful to them, that would help to dispel possible fears and reservations. My impression is that we have been successful so far. Ladies and gentlemen, you now have a real idea of how we are approaching the subject of digitalization here in the north of Germany, and an idea of what we feel is most important. Now we are looking forward to hearing how you see it as our European neighbors. The purpose of this conference is to present different approaches to digitalization and to analyze them in order to learn from each other and to find out how we can work together better. We need new approaches to collaboration. To find them, we have to develop a common understanding of our digital future. It was the idea of the Joint Innovation Lab that is pushing ahead with the digitalization of public administration in Schleswig-Holstein to organize this conference on the subject here. Thank you for that excellent idea. My thanks also go to the German Federal Ministry of the Interior and State Secretary Markus Richter. As the patron of the conference, he will hold the keynote address tomorrow morning. I myself was glad to take on sponsorship of the conference, and I was pleased to be able to present our approach to digitalization to you today and to tell you a little more about our state and its unusual features. I wish you a successful conference and a lively exchange of opinion.
Yeah, thank you very much. I also have to thank the state government of Schleswig-Holstein, Minister President Daniel GÜNTHER, and also the Federal Ministry of Interior, State Secretary Markus Richter, for their support and the sponsorship of this conference and the patronage by the German EU presidency. Henry Ford once said, if you want to put $1 in your business, you need to have another one ready to make it known. We all have learned by the different e-government benchmarks that there are more and more e-government services available, but only a few people are using them because our customers don't know which services are available. So this was the idea why we invented Dieter Michael GROHMANN, a Hollywood awarded filmmaker, to let us know a little bit how can we play with, let's say, with videos, with films, with short films to better promote our services. Dieter and I, we know each other for more than 30 years, but unfortunately I have never played in one of his movies, and therefore I have no chance for an Oscar. But he has received several awards around the world. I only picked up a few. Best Silent Film Award in Italy, Best Comedy Short Film Award in Venezuela, Best Experimental Short Film Award in Chile, Hetty Award for the Best Inspirational Film in California, and at the Global Film Festival in Los Angeles, the Best Inspirational Short Film Award. So I'm really looking forward to an inspiring, extraordinary, movie-ready presentation, and I'm really looking forward how we can work and how we can promote our services better in the future. Dieter, the stage is yours, and I'm coming back.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? She speaks, yet she says nothing. Of course, we are tempted to think that Shakespeare wrote in his Romeo and Juliet about television, about internet services, about all these new media stuff. Of course, he didn't write about that. But it's an inspiration, and it was an inspiration also for the guru, so to say, of media philosophy, Marshall McLuhan, and he started his book with exactly this quote, Understanding Media, where he proposed the notable paradigm, medium is the message. Well, either I never understood it or I never could agree to that, because, medium is the message. I know some of my colleagues, I don't name them now, that use all kinds of technical gimmicks, but where is the story? It's still about the story. So just to go a step further or a step back, either way you want to see it, we are using tools for all kinds of things. We use our eyes, mostly our eyes, our senses, to understand. Because when we were still living on trees, we used to see and to understand, because we were both predators and prey. The devices and the tools changed. We shaped the tools, and then the tools shaped us. But then again, honestly, we put all our brains in the electronic world. But if we look at the spear, if we don't use it for hunting, it's nothing but a pointed stick. Do we use the racket just to hit the ball, or do we use the racket to make a point in tennis? So for me, the message is always the message. And this is the crucial thing about internet and learning with internet. We still need to get the message across. And we cannot rely on the Nintendo generation. There is a high percentage of people living in our countries, in the European Union, all over the world, that are not so much used to new technology. We shouldn't lose them. The threat is that we have so many things, we are overused, but we are underinformed. Debate shall taste the fish and not the fisherman. We tend, in our world, to say, yeah, we have this gimmick and we have this gimmick. But do we really get the message across? What people need, although people are used to the MTV styles, sub, everything very fast, very short. Also, some people say that cinema is dead because people mostly watch movies on their mobile phones. But what we need is a super internet. Super stands for simple, it has to be useful, user-friendly, practical, easy to enter, and it has to provide results. But how do we get there? We learn by observation and imitation. So watch and learn is always what was the topic. I would like to share an interesting thing with you. When I started with filmmaking, I spoke with a technician, and he said, "You know what, Dieter? Your problem is you think like a user, not like a programmer." And of course, at that time I was a very blue-eyed, boyish guy. I said, "Yeah, but I am a user." And this is exactly what a lot of people are outside. They are users. They want to use. Maybe they don't find the words and they don't say, "I don't care if it is made with Mozilla, mozzarella, or Godzilla," but still, the message has to get across. And this is the point, because, no offense, at the end of the day, we are still monkeys in shoes. So we have to get all the information out there to the people. Key thing is to be educated, and key thing is that your knowledge is also empowering you. In my early days, working in advertising, someone told me, don't make your clients feel that they are stupid. If you think it, they will feel it. But never forget that they are. So this is a little tricky call. On the other hand, we have to make sure, if we want to get e-governmental services promoted in a better way, we could say Hollywood shows it all. This is the trick. There is a substantial money of the US government in Hollywood to promote all kind of things which is there. You think about helicopters flying without sounds, it's there. We see it in all the films. So whenever we say, is it there? It is shown. It's shown in the blockbusters. So what we would need in Europe as well is to promote all kind of e-governmental services in a positive way, also in all kind of films. This is on the media strategy. This is already where we could get it in Tatort or in Nord Mord or whatever TV show, also with a positive attitude, where the hero uses e-services in a positive approach. And we should also use it on our websites in small, easy, understandable doses for the people. I'm often confronted with promotional videos where my colleagues, basically I'm a lawyer, say, yeah, but don't forget, we also need to mention this, and we need to mention this, and we need to mention this. And then at the end of the day, the half a page is 40 pages. And the clip of 20 seconds is 15 minutes long. It's too much. We have to get really the right doses to the people, that they don't fear about change. Artificial intelligence is mostly combined with fear. Do I lose my job? Will I be see-through? Will everybody know everything about that? We have to think the society and the workplaces and our life in a new way, that we understand that the tools which are out there, will be there to help us. So therefore, it is just a question if we are ready for tomorrow. Thank you very much. and I wish you a very nice meeting going on and a good conference.
Thank you very much, Dieter. And yeah, I hope we are ready for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the next e-government blockbuster. And ladies and gentlemen, dear online participants, the virus has brought us a lot of pain and dislocation and worry to millions of people in Europe and around the world. But we have one thing that no one ever had before in a pandemic. We have digital ways to fill the gaps that physically distance leaves. We have been able to go on studying and working, shopping and seeing friends, and of course, discussing policy and strategies in an online conference like this. All because of technology that didn't even exist a couple of decades ago. Dear participants, feel hushed, sleep well, and stay healthy, and I hope to see you tomorrow morning, 0900 sharp on time. Thank you very much and good night. Thank you for the digital applause.